Hi guys and welcome to Premier League Week 14, and we start with the lunchtime kickoff tomorrow, which is Newcastle versus Manchester City. I don't think Manchester City have been a great side this year, to be fair. They wasn't great against Chelsea last week, and they wasn't great before the international break against Liverpool. They've lost to Norwich this season as well. I have got them down to win tomorrow, Manchester City, but as I said last week in my Premier League prediction video, as far as I'm concerned, Liverpool's won the title now anyway. And I don't know. Maybe Pep's been there far too long now at Manchester City, and maybe they do need some fresh ideas. But who knows? So they're not looking great. They could turn it around, but as far as I'm concerned, Liverpool are winning the title anyway. As far as the game goes, I'm going to go Newcastle 0, Manchester City 2. Purely and simply because I just think that Manchester City have obviously got more quality than Newcastle have. But then again, Norwich did beat them as well. But that's the result I'm going to go for. On to the 3 o'clock kickoffs. We have Liverpool versus Brighton. Can't see any problems for Liverpool here. I'm going to go Liverpool 3, Brighton 1. We then have Burnley versus Crystal Palace. Again, this could be quite a funny fixture, this one, because it depends what Burnley turn up and it depends what Crystal Palace turn up. Sometimes you can have a fantastic Crystal Palace side that will whack you like 3-0, 4-0. Then you get a crazy game like a 2-2, and then you get a really poor Crystal Palace and a poor Burnley. I'm going to go for the tight, tough draw one. Both teams are going to be precautious in this one. I'm going to go Burnley 1, Crystal Palace 1. We then have a bit of a derby, Chelsea versus West Ham. Again, West Ham's not been great. There's talks of Pellegrini getting the sack. With the players that West Ham's got, they should be doing better, to be fair. I think they're about maybe 12th, 11th, something like that in the table. They should be, more or less where Leicester are, and maybe Wolves, with the players that they've got. So it's just not really, it hasn't really worked out for Pellegrini at West Ham. Again, Chelsea have been doing really well under Frank Lampard. I thought they were very unlucky to lose last week against Manchester City, and it is at Stamford Bridge, so I'm going to go Chelsea 2, West Ham 1. We then have Tottenham versus Bournemouth. Some good results for Jose Mourinho at the moment, and they are at home against Bournemouth, so I'm going to go for a comfortable win for Tottenham tomorrow. I'm going to go Spurs 2, Bournemouth 0. At 5:30, we have Southampton versus Watford. Again, 2 teams that have been dreadful all season. I don't want to sound disrespectful, to Southampton, and you should give them credit for, getting a point at Arsenal, and they should have had 3, this, that, the other. But let's be honest, is it really that hard to beat Arsenal or draw to Arsenal at the moment? Not really. So no credit for me. I'm sorry, but it's just not that hard to beat Arsenal at this moment in time, let alone draw to them. Watford, they haven't been great. Again, they drew to Arsenal as well. I'm going to go for a dull game in this one. I'm going to go Southampton 0, Watford 0. On to Sunday's fixtures at 2 o'clock. We have Norwich versus Arsenal. Obviously, Unai Emery has been sacked by the board. It had to happen. Arsenal have been absolutely dreadful. They haven't won a Premier League game since they beat Aston Villa 3-2, and I think that was right at the end of September. They shouldn't have even beat Aston Villa, to be fair. And playing all the players in the wrong positions, playing Lucas Torreira as a flipping number 10, it's just ridiculous. When have you ever heard a defensive midfielder playing as a frigging number 10? Ridiculous. Yesterday, we lost Europa League game, and you got our captain Granit Xhaka sitting there laughing and joking, with the opposition. It's just absolutely poor man management. Didn't have the dressing room under control, taking an absolute fucking piss, and something had to happen. I'm not going to lie to you, I don't put great credit in Freddie Ljungberg, and I hope it's not, long term like Manchester United did with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Started off great, but now look at them, they offered him the permanent contract, and they're doing dreadful. They're more or less, they're maybe not even worse than Arsenal, to be fair. I think I would have had Unai Emery been in charge of this game for Sunday. I would have had Norwich to batter the shit out of us. But the fact that Freddie Ljungberg is taking charge of this game on Sunday, I think he might lift our spirits a little bit and I think he can nick us a draw. I know that sounds embarrassing, to be fair. No disrespect to Norwich. They're bottom of the league, and I'm sitting there as an Arsenal fan saying that, you know, he can nick us a fucking draw. You know, that's how bad it's got as an Arsenal fan at this moment in time. So for this game, I'm going to go Norwich 1, Arsenal 1. Credit to the board in a way, you know, for taking, you know, full control, if you like. You know, they dragged on Arsene Wenger for a while, didn't they? You know, at least they haven't like dragged it on. They've dragged it on enough, but you know, they finally pulled the plug. You know, and as I said, we've now got Freddie Ljungberg in charge. I really, really hope that's short term, because I just don't want to go down that road of, you know, club legend, and then it's all, you know, going absolutely fantastic. You know, nothing can't be better than anything at the moment, and then you give him the permanent contract and then it all goes downhill. I don't want to go down that road. So for the game, 1-1. And sooner rather than later, I want a new manager in charge. The second 2 o'clock game on Sunday is Wolves versus Sheffield United. And again, I'm going to go for the same result. I'm going to go Wolves 1, Sheffield United 1. 2 4:30 games on Sunday. We have Leicester versus Everton. Again, this could be quite a tight, tough game, but I'm going to go for Leicester to nick it. Leicester 2, Everton 1. And the other 4:30 game is Manchester United versus Aston Villa. And of course, Aston Villa, you know, they've caused a couple of problems to the top sides this season. I said they nearly got a result against Arsenal, nearly got a result against Tottenham. Manchester United are the same as Arsenal. They don't keep clean sheets, but I'm going to go for them to beat Aston Villa. I'm going to go Manchester United 2, Aston Villa 1. So that's been my predictions for this weekend, guys, and I'll see you Monday afternoon for midweek predictions. Thank you for watching, guys.